Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Priya Hassan and we'll continue with our session of Astrobits for this month. So this time on our Astrobits, I basically wanted to focus upon what are radio telescopes. I hope you are aware of the electromagnetic spectrum where only a small portion of the electromagnetic spectrum is visible by our eyes. The radio region is not visible by our eyes and we do not see it. However, there could be a lot of important information that we get from the radio part of the spectrum. So, what is a radio telescope? Generally, what you think about of telescopes, a radio telescope is very, very different. It is actually a specialized antenna. So, typically, your dish TV antenna or your Airtel antenna is something of an example of a radio telescope. Because what it basically does is, for example, your antenna, your dish TV antenna, it focuses light. If you have a look at it, it has a certain curvature. It's exactly like an optical lens, and then it focuses the signal to a feed. Okay, so have a look at your dish TV or Airtel antennas and see how it is built. You have the curvature, and on the top you have a feed, and that is exactly where the signal is received from. So a radio telescope is a specialized antenna and radio receiver used to detect radio waves from astronomical objects. And what happens is that the radio astronomy is very important because you can observe, like I told you, very different physical features. You can observe cold gas and you can observe some very important components which will emit in the electromagnetic spectrum from a radio telescope. And what about the culture of radio telescopes in India? We have had a lot of radio telescopes in India and we have a good culture of it. And one of the oldest ones is the Gauribidnu Radio Observatory, which is in Karnataka, not very far from Bangalore. It is operated by the Raman Research Institute, and it basically is a pioneer in low frequency radio astronomy, 34 megahertz. And these are some of the antennas. See, these are typically looks like your old TV antennas, and basically their job is to collect the signal from radio sources. Okay. We don't have too much of time to talk about it, but it basically hosts solar spectrographs, polarimeters, heliographs, etc., which is what we have at Gauribidnu. The other important radio telescope we have in India is the Ooty Radio Telescope. This is like at Ooty. And what is very interesting about this thing is that this is basically a paraboloid antenna, okay? And you know that like the sun, all sources in the sky, they rise and set. So if you want to observe it for a long time, you have to move your telescope so that you continue observing that object. And the interesting thing is that this telescope was built by Professor Govind Swarup, who is the pioneer of radio astronomy in India. And this slope is a north-south slope. So what happens is the object comes up from the east, sets in the west. So by keeping it along the slope, you only have to move the telescope in one direction, okay, which is from the east-west. This is very important because a radio telescope is basically an antenna, and you can see it's just heavy metal. It's a lot of heavy metal, so you have to have very specialized mechanical equipment to move the telescope. It's very heavy. And therefore, the advantage of just moving on one axis is something very, very important. And it has, it's very important for this. So it's part of it, the National Center of Radio Astrophysics, which is run by TIFR, and it is funded by Government of India, like it's mentioned over here. It's 530 meters, almost half a kilometer long, 30 meters wide, cylindrical, paraboloid telescope. This is what you have. It operates essentially at a frequency of 326 megahertz. And this is the frequency basically with which you observe pulsars. We talk about pulsars in another episode, but that's the main focus for Ooty. The biggest telescope that we have in India is called the Giant Meter Radio Telescope. This is located near Pune. This is one of the dishes you can see over here. It's a large aperture, it is called an aperture synthesis telescope, which observes at low frequencies ranging from 21 centimeters to longer. It was built by Professor Govind Swarup, operated by the National Center for Radio Astrophysics, which is in Pune. And basically, it's made up of an array here, you see in Y shape, it's an array of 30 antennas. Each antenna, which you can see over here, has a diameter of 45 meters, okay? We don't have the time to talk about it today, but radio telescopes actually synthesize their data in such a way that this telescope will behave as though it is a single telescope of this diameter, right? A much larger diameter, which is covered over here. Okay, there are techniques in radio astronomy called aperture synthesis, interferometry, through which we can improve the resolution of a radio telescope. And it has a novel smart design. which was designed by Professor Govind Swarup. Do read about Professor Govind Swarup on the net. And the idea is basically you have a hybrid constellation where you have these long baselines. Baseline is the distance between two antennas, and even short baselines. Both of them help in different purposes. So basically, a long baseline will give you good resolution, while a short baseline gives you good sensitivity. So these are the three basic radio telescopes we have in India. You can read a lot more about it on the net, and there's a lot of happening in radio astronomy. I'm sorry I've not mentioned over here the Square Kilometer Array. That's a very large international radio telescope which is being built up, in which India is also part of the consortium, and we are also participating. But that is a radio telescope in construction. It's across two continents, South Africa as well as Australia. India is part of it, and therefore there's a lot of excitement in India on radio astronomy. Thank you.